to it. Classic Rashi Sicha, and then with its connection to Chayelu, Ani Ladoiti Vedoiti Li. Okay. But it starts with the classic Rashi Sicha Zoi Kakosov. Someone asked last week, after the Rashi Sicha asked, that any Gdolei Yisrael should ever give such a thing. So how come? So I said, first of all, Closing Rebbe used to give. Closing Rebbe, Zachariah Lavrov used to give a chumash. Yeah, but besides him, there's no one. So I was thinking, I was thinking, like I said, the Thursday night, the story that Rabbi Gorna said that the Rebbe gave a biur and they get his hatshuva, and then he asked like Groner, like, what the Olam says. He asked, Hakasha, that doesn't seem like Kedas Tzemach Tzedek in the mitzvahs with the tshuva. So Rebbe smiled. Rebbe said, ich hatte immer gesagt, als wenn mitzvahs Vidu in tshuva, was hat Bechov getan? Ja, I didn't accomplish anything. So Adam says that Chiddush. What do you mean? The Rebbe was
If you just think about Maramakim in one Sichot,
right.
it will take you 1 week to learn everyone.
But I know for a fact that from a lot of Rosh Hashivas and Rabban and Gedolei Yisrael, they had a moidedik geschmack. They liked to look in the weekly Likkutei Sichos. It's a chidush dover. Malenet as a pshute shel mikra. Jede word scheint. And the difference of Rashi's pshute shel mikra, and the Ben Ezra's pshute shel mikra, and the Rashbam's pshute shel mikra, and to show how every word and every diuk and Rashi and the Yena Shel Torah Shabarashi. I mean, it's something special. So Taka is Indian from the Achidush from the Rebbe. Even though there isn't anyone that has on Rashi. There's there's Meforshim on Rashi, but still the Rebbe's Mahalach about Pshute Shel Mikra, Nile Bas Yelel Pshute Shel Mikra, the whole Mahalach, that everything has a certain Mahalach. There's a methodology. Everything is unbelievable Mahalach. Okay, let's go straight to the Sicha. Let's go straight into it. 4 psukim over here. Today's Chitas.
Right.
Hayom hazeh Hashem alakecha metzavcha. It's all right after about Bikurim. Mamish right after the Bikurim. Hayom hazeh Hashem alakecha metzavcha lasas es achukim eila v'samishpatim v'shmartim v'sitzayim v'chol avavcha v'chol nafshech. Rashi, by the way, says Hayom hazeh. What's Hayom hazeh? Which day? Hayom hazeh doesn't mean today, dafke, which is Bishnas Arboim or Bizman Matan Torah, every day. Okay. Hashem Amarta Hayom liyis l'chol alekim. You picked the Eibishter. I'm already saying a taich of the word, but Hamarta or whatever. Liyis l'chol alekim v'lechas b'dracha v'lishmar chukav v'mitzvoisav v'mishpotav v'lishmar b'koy. Oh. Now we're having double light. Getting double light. Okay. We came just in time. Yeah. As Hashem Amarta Hayom, Liyis L'chol Alekim, V'lelechitz B'dracha, V'lishma Chuka, Mitzvoisa, V'mishpota, V'lishma V'toilet. And then Hashem Amircha Hayom, Liyis Loilam Segula, Kasher Dibar Loch, V'lishma Kol Mitzvoisa. You picked the Eibush, and the Eibush picked you. You picked the Eibush, and the Eibush picked you. L'sitcha Elyon Al Kol HaGoyim, the Eibush puts you on top of all the Goyim, Asher Osa, L'sehila, or L'shem, or L'seferes, Eliyoscha Kodesh Lashem Aleikecha Kasher Diber. Sagt Rashi, Marta v'Mircha, Ein Lahem Eid Mechich B'Mikra. There's no other aid, there's no other word in the Torah that could testify. What's the Pirush Hamilas of Amarta? What does it mean? However, Li Nira, even though I have no proof, I think Shulosh Nafrosh Avdol means Afrosh Avdol. And then the pshat would be like this. And the first pshat is Hashem Amarta, you, Hivdalta Lacho Melekei Necher Lias Lacho Lekim, that you are Magdal the Eibishter from the other Avodah Zoros, that the Eibishter should be your Eibishter and not Chas v'Sholom to follow any Avodah Zorah. And also the second thing is he picked you from all the nations to be an Am Segula. And then Rashi says, we spoke about the Shabbos, about the story with Candace Owens, about she said that the Lubavitch Rebbe preached. That, whatever. I remember.
I went to the last night and I saw Shmuel Luther over there. I wanted to talk to him, but he was with some big people on the Shabbat. So I said, no one.
Oh yeah, that's like
Like his
No, they debate each other, quote unquote. And
Weiter.
the talk show.
V'tzosei lahem eid, and I found the eid, hu loshen tiferes. And that's the lotion of tiferes. K'moi, it says, in Kapitel Tzadik Aleph Tehillim, Yisamru kol poyelei oven. That the poyelei oven, they like to praise themselves. They like to give themselves praise. I have a beautiful set of Chumashim, Rashi Kepshutim, because I walked a couple of years ago into Eichler's, and the younger man, he took over the father's store. The father took over from the Zaydis, the third generation. Eichler, that he runs the store. Very nice.
It's different than the one in Bar.
No, they sold the one in Bar Park years ago.
Yeah.
That's just the name. But he owns the
He's a very nice guy.
Very nice guy. Mamish really
He likes the job. He's like one of the guys in the actual background.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I mean, I did some work.
Oh, you did work there?
My friend sent me to work.
So he's a very nice guy. So I came in there, and by the way, they have a very nice guy that's selling Swanim there. Israeli guy, Shmulik. He runs the Swanim department. Very nice guy. Ken Ved Nashena Yiddish, Ken Yed Sefer, Ken Ala Gedol Yisrael. Yeah, nice guy. Like those Yerushalmi, like this guy that was here Shabbos. He says,
You bought a set of Pshuta?
So I bought the Rashi Pshuta. Very nice, very geschmack. Very geschmack.
Print also nice.
It's printed nice. It's very nice.
I use it also
job. So with Dafka on this Rashi, because it so much doesn't make sense, he says that it must be that the second half of Rashi was some Talmud Toya, someone doesn't make Rashi sense, because in the beginning it said, Rashi says, Ein lohem eid machlich v'kra. I don't have any other witness in the pasuk what this word means. And then he says, Matzosei lahem eid. And that's weird. That's weirder than weird. The Rebbe says, like, if you'd say that the Rashi was giving a shiur, so sometimes someone gives a shit, he says something, and he said, "Oh, by the way, I just realized that I just said that there's no other raya.
Right.
You just stopped. There is a raya, but Rashi wrote it.
He wrote it out.
And then it says, even though you could say
there's a reason for it, right?
So why did Rashi say in the beginning? Rashi says, "Ein lam eid mochiach." I don't have any proof, and then he says, "Umatzosei lahem eid." So Taka, the Rashi Kipshuta said that it must be that the last few words, Matzosei lahem eid, some Talmud wrote it, scribbled it inside. Yeah, a Talmud is gemeint Ayubachochem. The Rebbe doesn't think that that's true.
Rashi has an explanation of the
so Taka, that's why I think the Rebbe doesn't think it's true. Because if you look at Rashi and Tehillim, Rashi over there, when it says, yes, Amra kol poilei oven, says, Kemoi hamarta ve'mircha.
So we don't. Over there, it doesn't know.
So if to say that some Talmud of Rashi who was shikir in mitten danach, that's not a good pshat. Even to say that Rashi first wrote Ein lahem eid, and then he chap, but it doesn't make sense. Like, why would Rashi do such a thing? Even let's say Rashi wrote his pirush and he forgot. First of all, it's very hard to forget this pasuk. Why is it hard to forget this pasuk? Because every child says Shir Shel Yom. It's the Shir Shel Yom of Wednesday. It's the Shir Shel Yom of Wednesday. Yeah, it's the Shir Shel Yom of Wednesday. It's not such a hard kapitel till.
It's the words in Maya and all the stuff that we're I don't really read it, so
I know Shnei, me and you are that way, but not Rashi. Not the Shloima, the Rabbi shall call Yisrael.
But who wrote Rashi?
He wrote it.
He wrote it.
He wrote.
But so where are you saying the student?
No, that's it. It must have been the last few words in Rashi the student wrote. It's lo mistaber. It doesn't make sense.
To me, he said it that way because he wanted to bring something into the first paragraph that he brought.
But it doesn't make sense. How do you write in the beginning, Ein lehem eid b'mikra? I don't have any witness to tell me what's the pshat. One light.
That itself you have to be gone to know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
say, this was
Right. You know what they say? They say that Bakiva Eger, if you raise Tzorechiyun, I heard it in the Likkutei Shiur, but I like this word. That with Tzorechiyun means he thought the whole Shas and he couldn't find an answer. Tzorechiyun Godel, he thought through Shas twice and he still couldn't find an answer.
It's a good word, but not already.
But Rashi for sure thought through the Tanakh. What do you think? Rashi knew the Tanakh, but it's Yosef.
What's his name?
Rabbi Akiva Eger?
No. Gachover.
Right.
That's like that is like really
The joke that they said about the Rogachover is that Meir Simcha, who was the Misnagid,
yeah, but he
said they got along very well.
Together.
Yeah. But still, he was the Rav Misnagid. So they joke that they always said in his name, and it's brought in many sources.
When you come to him,
No, he says he's not a Talmid Chacham. He said about the Rogachover. He learns through Shas so many times. He learned it through 5 minutes ago. What's the big deal? He just learned it. He didn't learn it yesterday. He learned it now. He learns through Shas all the time. What's the big deal? Okay.
You can understand it.
no, but they say that when you go to him, he needs a little time to think. By that, like
You didn't have to think. Yeah, that story. Okay.
Oh, you read the book already?
No, I didn't read the book. I have the book. I didn't read the book.
I read it before I go to sleep on
I have the
Friday
book.
night.
I have the book. I have the book.
Oh.
I have to tell you a beautiful story that happened in the Shabbos. You see this book about Harav Mebrisk?
Yeah.
There's the author of this book came here Friday night, and he came to Shmulek, and he asked, what's the tomorrow? This guy wrote 4 books on the Briskerov, 3 books on the Beis Halevi. He wrote on Reb Chaim Brisker. He's a guy, Yerushalmi guy.
He has a memory from something.
And from all the shuls in the neighborhood, where did he come to daven? Chabad. He came here Shabbos morning for the Chassidus. He came here for Shachris. He stayed here for he came on to Shabbos. He was watching part of the video. I'm just telling you,
I'm saying,
where does the Yerushalmi Yid have the pleasure to
maybe
come?
he was looking for Yosef.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
I'll tell you why. It's the same thing I was telling a lot of people. When you go to regular shul, it's kind of you know, when I go to the bed, everybody's a go to the bed. Over here in Chabad, they recognize you.
Yeah, he liked the Varim Pass. People. Anyway,
that's
okay. Let's go back. I'm sorry, I went off the thing. Zok Rashi. I'm going to read it again quickly. We don't have any testimony, any proof in the pasuk. What's the pshat of the word? However, you picked out the Eibishter from all the Lekei Hanech. Ibn Ezra says like another pshat. Hamarta Meloshin Gedula, the court of Megiziras, Berosh Amir. It says in the Yeshaya, Berosh Amir. Berosh Amir means the highest branch. So Hamarta Berosh Amir. Amir means the highest. Hamarta means that you were Megadol the Eibishter. You made the Eibishter big. And the Eibishter made you big. Vayomer Rabbi Yehuda Levi Hasfardi. Yehuda Levi, I think, was his brother-in-law. Rabbi Yehuda Levi Hasfardi, in the Shemot Seiden, said like this: Ki Hamila Migzedas Vayomer. Hemarta comes from a very regular word. It's not an unusual word. Vayomer, the third word in the Chumash. Third pasuk. Vayomer Elokim Yehi Vayomer. Batam. You're going to do good things. You do mitzvahs. Ad sheyomer shuyer lakecha. Gam the Eibush does good things for you. Ad shemarta until you're going to say Shati Eloi Lam Segula, that you're going to be a Yam Segula for him. Yofa Pirish, I think it's a very good pshat. V'hine tia milas hamarta poel yoitza, that hamarta is going to be a poel yoitza. If you're going to make the Eibishter proud, the Eibishter will make you proud. You make the Eibishter happy, the Eibishter will make you happy. Okay. Ramban says also, Tam es Hashem amarta yom kivishem kebaltem aleichem kol ha-Torah b'purishah b'diktukah b'chilushah hine gedaltem Hashem v'rimamtem oisek. When you accept every part of the Torah, so now you are megadol the Eibishter, meremem the Eibishter, hu levad elachem lelakim. Lo toidu b'kelach klal Omer v'Hashem amichayim ki hayom hazeh tzkem ki yom Sinai. Hashem roim v'kil leschem v'kibul ha-Torah shtir l'am zgula kol am lishma kol mitzvos ki lachem lavadchem yitin Torah v'yitzav eschem l'chol mitzvos v'ritzos l'fom lo amach. Today is a special day. You pick him, he picks you. Kinyan shenemar ma gedor al Yaakov chuk mishpat l'Yisrael lo asachen l'chol goyim mishpatim bal yedol. L'shem she'etzlach Hashem b'goyim b'hodre asher esom alecha ki ata nailo kolum masferes ki tispor alayim lasas b'hem kol ha-shetachbutz tigzeremer v'yakum lach. It says the pasuk the tzaddik, and when he makes a gzeda, an extension by Klal Yisrael, when he makes a gzeda, the Eibishter follows the gzeda that the Yidden say. Pen yispor alay Yisrael leimer Hashem yodi yoshiyali. Okay, v'liyos kalam kodesh the dof kaboy b'soif v'al derech ha'emes l'tihila ki elokei Yisrael hu tifartecho shma godel tilasecha shma godel elakecha b'zeh tifartecha kinyan shenemer ki siferes uzam yoti tiferes Yisrael. Okay. Yeah. Another pshat that Rashbam says it's Hashem amarta yom ato iskakta she'amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'nisratze liyes l'chol elokim. The Eibishter was nisratze to be the Eibishter for the Yidden. Kedov told boy, he also saw lekecha b'shiach kech shkebalta mitzvaysa, because you makabel the mitzvahs. The Eibishter decided that he was nisratze to be the Eibishter for the Yidden. V'gamo umircha pilcha she'ama marta v'nisratzisa li sheiti eloi la'am v'vi she'asa nisma gvuris. The Eibishter made so many miracles for you she'nisratzisa li eloi la'am that you decided you want to be his Ben Machai says noch a pshat. And the emphasis that Ben Machai is almost identical to the Ibn Ezra. Loshen Maila v'gavoyish. Emen Yishayo b'roish Amir shehu ha'onaf ha'gavoyah. Ein tirgum unkel is ketafta meloshni. Chatubis aton metzrayim shubachis. V'amr b'shem ribud alei b'shehu meloshen v'yayim eklam asisa yosher b'enef shkabalta terasa ad shesivavta yu mesabed, that the Eibishter should say Shu Yeh Lakecha. B'emes Rabbeinu B'chai is the two pshatim of the Ibn Ezra. That just for good measure, one more pshat, the Rosh, Hashem amarta Hashem amir chayom isa b'perek hama de brachos. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, ata masuni chati v'achas she'ata meimin Shema Yisrael. V'ani es elochem chati v'achas she'nemar mi k'amcha Yisrael g'yachel ba'aretz. That's a Gemara. We'll talk about it later at the end of the Shiur. But to talk about the Yidden to wear it film, the Eibishter to wear his film. The Eibishter in his film says how special the Yidden are. Yidden is to say how special the Eibishter is. The Beracha Marta Loshen Tmura Echil of Kalema B'Shvil Hashem Echlafta Kol Alakuz B'Charta Boy Hashem Amircha B'Shvilcha Hechlif Kol Umas U'Bocha B'Kol Yisrael Am Skulam Kolam V'Dom Yisamru Kol Poel Oven Shemachlifim Devreim V'Enim Oimdim B'Debureim. Yisamru means faket. It means that they bluff. The Poel Oven is Yisamru. They blow our ear. They're machlif the Debureim. V'Yesh Mishamer Losh Omer V'Onav Kolomer Agbato Kol Amim Hashem Yimircha V'Ikbicha. V'Yitag Mishalmi Hemircha Hemlichecha. Beautiful pshat. Or B'Losh Arav in the Arabs Koyrin L'Melech Amir. Adayim.
Amir.
Adayim. It's that way. The Amir.
That's the way you say in Arabic.
Yeah, like a the Emirates. No, the Emirates I think means
From Mamluchut.
yeah, it does mean Amir. What does Amir mean? Adayim in Arab means something. It means I mean, listen. The Rosh knew Arabic ashtiku, because the Rosh, even though the Rosh was Ashkenazi, but the Rosh moved to Spain. and he lived in Toledo, which is sort of in the middle of Spain, which in his time there was still a few Arab kingdoms in the south. So he wasn't living that far from where the Arabs lived. It's funny, we think of the Rosh, the Gedol Ador of the Ashkenazim, and the one that records all the shittas of Tosfos, but the Hoyle, he lived very close to the Arab countries.
It means prince or commander.
Prince. Oh, prince, commander.
High-ranking leader, governor, or military.
You do ChatGPT or are you doing?
Are you doing
What are you doing?
the AI?
Huh?
The AI.
AI. Okay. Well, sure.
You can check ChatGPT will tell you also what book.
Okay. So if to summarize, we have besides Rashi, Ibn Ezra has two kishmak pshatim. The Ramban is really similar to the Ibn Ezra. The Rashbam has a interesting pshat, and also the Rosh is really a sort of a summary of four pshatim here. And so two in the Ibn Ezra, you have one in the Rashbam, and then you have really two in the Rosh. I'm sorry, it's five, besides the Rashi pshat. So, okay, the Rosh, for example, is like a little bit of a complicated. Marta, if you pick the Abish, doesn't mean you pick. Hechlafta, it's a little bit like a drushi pshat, and it's not why Rashi won't say it. But Ibn Ezra is pshat, and he brings a raya from psukim. So why does Rashi not like with Ibn Ezra's pshat? And Rashi claims that Ein Lahem Eid Meichich B'Mikra. Ibn Ezra does bring a raya from another pasuk. He says that there's a pasuk Rosh Amir.
Yeah, but also for Rashi. I mean, saying it's for Rashi. I think the question is why are we learning Rashi? It's not Ibn Ezra.
Why? Because Rashi is the Rabban Shel Kol Yisrael. He was accepted as a Rabban Shel Kol Yisrael. Ibn Ezra was accepted as a nice chat, but he was never accepted as Rabban Shel Kol Yisrael. He was, good guy.
So now we have to do the business.
It's a very different. It's not the same. Kol Yisrael never accepted, Rashi. They never had a little bit of a koch, and sometimes in the showing of Pshuta Shemikra, according to Ibn Ezra, according to Rashi. Okay, so let's go straight into the Sikha. Rebbe has a ton of kashas. Number one, again, the main kasha is that Rashi beginning says Ein Lameid, and then all of a sudden he says Matzos Lameid. And then Rashi says Nirli Shalosh Nafrosh of Abdullah. But then he says, if Dalta Lachem Elakei Necher, when he talks about the Yidden, he says that they picked the Eibush to Malosh Navdola. When the Eibush picked the Yidden, it's Malosh Nafrosha. Why did, what's going on?
Well, we are more than enough.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the meaning of Torah and a Fosha?
Well, that's what I was asking. What's the difference, and why Chatfili says Lashon Abdullah Afrosh, and then he says Dalta, and why does he quote Dafka these words from the pasuk? If Dalta, he could say Dalta Lachem Elakei Necher, and he quotes Lias Lachel Elakim, but he doesn't quote the rest of the pasuk. And then he Frish Chaylav Ma'am Haaretz, and he quotes only these words Lias Loy Lav Segula, not the other words of the pasuk. What's going on in this whole Rashi? Okay, Biur. Moiridike Biur, it's a classic, it's a Rapirish Rashi, and as a Shvere Rashi, at Kedekach, like I said, the Rashi Pshuta decided that, the second half of Rashi must have been Ephes a Talmud Toyebs, a Talmud that Bissel, the truth is, even if Rashi had a Talmud, the Talmidim Rashi were not Katal Kanya, were not. If you say Amala Bocher Azetze, there's a word, yeah. But if there's a whole line, who thought of writing lines in Rashi? The printer, the first printer, Mr. Gottman, Opberg, the Goy, the German Goy, had nicht getracht sein anlegen a line in Rashi. So maybe one of the guys working over there made a.
I don't know if you see a lot of mistakes. The guy didn't chop, but he's a Goy. They didn't. Okay. The Jewish printer, closed down or something.
And now there's a lot of mistakes.
If you realize that, I don't know, a week ago was Gimel Prokim and Perek Echad. On the top, it says the same, but the actual bottom of it, it's not.
I didn't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, the three Prokim, Prokim every week that you have.
I was learning it from that. Let's see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, what's the biur? So the Rebbe says, biur is simple. It's the pasuk said that before that, Hayom hazeh Hashem alakechem etzavcha. So Taka the Ramban says Hayom hazeh means the day that they got the Torah. Hulu. Rashi says Hayom hazeh means kol yom v'yom yebenach kechadoshim. Hayom doesn't mean a specific day, every day in your life. So there it says, it's Hashem hamarta Hayom v'Hashem hamircha Hayom. Which yom? Kol yom v'yom. So this is where all of a sudden Rashi has a problem. Oh, before we start, the emphasis is one thing that the Rebbe knocks out right away. That he couldn't, even though there's a pasuk that says in Yeshaya that says B'rosh Omer, but Rashi over there holds that the word Omer means onof, not the top of the tree. It means any onof. So obviously he couldn't learn that the word Omer means Meloshin Gedula because he doesn't hold that. That's okay. Anyway, back to the Rebbe's pshat. So the Rebbe says like this. It says Hayom. What's Hayom? Every day. So what do you mean every day? If you want to say like all those Geschmack Pshotim, the Ibn Ezer or the Rebbe Yehuda Levi or the Rashbam, that the Yidden are doing mitzvahs every day. The whole history, 3,334 years, every day. Yidden, and the Eibush is also making miracles for the Yidden every day. Sometimes it's the same, every day the Eibush is making such amazing miracles that the Yidden are praising the Eibishter, and every day the Yidden are making so many mitzvahs that they're being Mekadosh Shem HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the whole world. It's if you would say, didn't say Hayom, it's Hashem Hamarta, Hashem Hamircha without the word Hayom. Yeah, cool. The Yidden, mitzvahs, the Eibishter is doing miracles for Yidden, but to say every day the Eibishter is making miracles, every day the Yidden are Mekadosh Hashem, it's plenty of Yidden around the world that are not making a very big Kiddush Hashem. So every day, therefore Rashi said, I would like to say pshat, it's a little bit of a doichak, but every day. But that's every day. Every day, the Yidden, the Gemara says, Yidden aminim b'nei maminim. The Gemara says that in Shabbos, that Tzaddik Zayin, the maminim b'nei maminim. So every day, even if they're not making the Eibishter Maloshin Betula, or they're not causing that the whole world should realize how gewaldig the Eibishter is, and they're not causing the Eibishter, but every day, the Yidden are mavdil the Eibishter melekei nechor, and they reject the lekei nechor and they take the Eibishter. And also it said the Eibishter and the Yidden that every day the Yidden stand separate from the goyim. It doesn't matter, even if a Yid have a pishachota Yisrael, every day a Yid is a Yid, and a goy is a goy. It doesn't matter how many times Candace owns a Shirayin Ahinsa, it's not helping. A Yid is a Yid and a goy is a goy, and that's it. And the same thing with Yidden. Even if the Yidden are not such big shemri mitzvahs, but for the Yidden are mavdal deibishtem elokei neicha. So therefore, and Rashi, even though there's so many other nice pshatim they could have said namarta, but because it says hayoim, Rashi didn't like those pshatim. Now, the Rashi says in the beginning, ein lahem eid moichiach v'mikra. I don't have an aid in the mikra that's moichiach my pshat. Later he says, Matzosel aid. I don't find the aid mechiach, but I did find the aid. I found a pasuk Yisamra kol poili oven, and over there obviously doesn't mean a meloshna afrosha v'avdola. Yisamra kol poili oven means, according to Rashi, that the poili oven they blow hot air. They give themselves tiferes. I'm a great guy. I'm top of the world. So. But what would it mean in our pasuk? Hamarta v'mircha means that you're always praising the Eibishter. The Eibishter is always praising you. Rashi doesn't like that. Every day, kol yom v'yom is that way. So take Rashi says, from what I like to say in the pasuk, that Hamarta v'mircha means Havdalah v'afrosha, but you could say that a Yidden every day are mavdal the Eibishter, mafresh the Eibishter from the. So that ein lo eid mechiach min hamikra. I'd have no other pasuk to be mechiach my pshat. Matzoseli aid, I did find the aid that has the word hemarta, but then the pshat over there means something else. It means they blow hot air and they praise themselves. So the pshat over here would have to be that you praise the Eibishter every day and the Eibishter praises you. But it's like for it. This is on the whole history. Every day the Yidden, every generation the Yidden are that way. So I have no choice, but I have to tell you, Rashi, that there is an alternate in mitzad the word kilu. As we know a lot of times the Rebbe is mahala. that Rashi likes that Pshuta Shemikra, the whole context of the psukim and everything should make sense. But Rashi saying at the end, I have to tell you that the emphasis Matzosila made. I did find an aid, but it's not Meichiach to my pshat. It's a different thing. It's Loshen Tiferes, an andere Sachen ganzen.
Besides, the wood is Savo, it's not Amecha.
Good. The shaila is yeah.
Yes.
Megizra. What's the shoyrish?
Right.
So that's the bottom line. Now, why does the Rashi say Afrosha of Avdollah and then he says just Avdollah and then Afrosha? So the Rebbe says like this: what's the pshat Afrosha of Avdollah? Well, what is the pshat? The words. There's a very big difference between Havdollah and Afrosha. For example, three nekudas. It says the kohen has to take the bird and be moilik and make malika, and then in the neck, and then it says v'shisa oisav b'chnafov lo yavde. The Rambam we learned 2-3 weeks ago. It says ma'avodas akoshes b'es hamikdash to hold it, with the one hand, you have to hold it the wings and the this and the that. And then cut it. You got to practice. Okay. The pasuk says you're practicing.
I had Chevra back in yeshiva that we were talking about it. That how you pick up a bird, you take the head out, and then bring them in.
Yeah, you got to practice. It's avodas hakoshes b'mikdash. So over there we say lo yavdil. Why lo yavdil? Because the Eibusha wanted that he should just cut it, kill it. Lo yavdil. So the head is the head, the goof is the goof. And now that you shechted it, maybe you should be mavdil, the lo yavdil. But when we say hafroshas, l'mashal, we say hafroshas truma. So it or chala, it's one dough, and you take it off. So the head was never part of the goof. The head wasn't like stuck in the goof. It's always separate. Elamai, they were connected through a neck. So we're saying you think yavdil, lo yavdil, yeah yavdil, lo yavdil, but they never. Mufresh means that there was one dough, harezu chala. And then so it was one part of the whole thing. Also, after you take it out, there's a difference. So, like most of the things, like trumas ma'aser, most of the thing the din is that you're not supposed to make everything truma, everything ma'aser, everything chala. You're supposed to take a little off and a little keep for yourself. So by Avdollah, however, we don't have such a thing. We just have to be mavdil. This thing is very choshev or mavdil. The other one, who cares what happens with it? So now we'll understand. But when you're saying the Yidden picked the Eibishter, so we're saying the Yidden hivdalt l'chom elokei anecha. You can't say hefrash l'chom elokei anecha. Afrosha would mean that the goyim think that the Eibishter and all the getchkes are the same thing. Chas v'sholom. Even the goyim, the stupid goyim, don't think that say the korele l'kod l'kaya. Pari said lo yadati as havaya, but lakim leanish loim pari lakim at the yegevus shem lakim at the gevus. A little bit he knew. So to say that the goyim think that the Eibishter and the Getchkes, it's all one big chunk.
The story about a Roman that got sent from the kingdom to tell the Yidden that they need to get out of Yerushalayim or something, that they're not.
The story with Onkelos that they came, the Magaya.
No. He said that he was shooting an arrow.
Oh, Nero and Keser, and he realized he was Magaya. He was Magaya.
Magaya at the end?
Yeah.
No, but he said, I came for a mission, and I know that Hashem is Elokei Yisrael. And I'm going there to do my mission for my kingdom. I don't know. So let me see. If I'm going to be sent like Hashem wants me to, I have to do my job. That's my job. So I know.
So he knows that there's an Eibush.
That there is an Eibush there. So the Goyim back then knew that there is an Eibush there, but they had to serve differently. I don't know why it's the person.
So the Goyim know that this is an Eibush. To say that the Yidden are mafrish doesn't make sense. To say that we're mafrish.
Hashem is mafrish us.
So the Eibush that is mafrish us. Right. When it comes to the Eibush there, we're mavdil. Because they make Havdollah.
It's an action verb.
It's right. They know that the Eibishter is different. Before it, we're mavdil and we show that there's bachlal ein aroich.
So that's
make Havdollah.
So it's basically an action verb of
what we're doing.
Yes.
Mashenkin, the Eibishter, when the Eibishter does for the Yidden taka before the Eibishter picked the Yidden agree exactly the same thing. The Eibishter was mafresh, Yidden like you took out challah. Like the Alter Rebbe says, the gufim and the Yidden, the gufim and the goyim are the same. And by Mount Torah, the Eibishter picked the Yid. So therefore, when we say they read it in Rashi, we need a shalosh nafrosh of Avdollah. Flawless. But befrotus, is when we're talking about the Yidden, that the Yidden are mavdil the Eibishter from the Lekei Necher. They shouldn't. They make havdola that you see that Lekei Necher are worth 0, and the Eibishter is the Eibishter, and the Eibishter is who he frish cha'elav. He was mafrish me'amayoretz liyisloy liyam segula.
His action, all right.
It's unbelievable, and then Rebbe says that's why the Rashi added a few words liyis lachol elikim, and by the when he picks the Yidden liyisloy liyam segula, because the pasuk says other things also. The Apostle says, that's not always. Not every day and every generation all the Yidden and all the Yidden are and all the Yidden are not every day, but every day and every generation, every is that the Yidden at least do this part. That the Yidden are mavdil the Eibishter melekei and leicher liyas l'chol elikim, and the Eibishter doesn't matter what and when, he's always mafresh the Yidden from the Amei Oretz liyas leila am segula means the oitza chavim. That's always. The other things some generations more, some generations less, some Yidden more, some Yidden less. Exactly, which yom?
This yom is every day.
Okay. A few beautiful nekudas from Yena Shal Torah from the Rebbe. First, the Rashi says, "Hayom is b'chol yom."
The Eibishter is not exalted.
When the Eibishter takes the Yidden away from the Goyim, that's Lashon Frosha. It's like a Frosha Skala. The Yidden and the Goyim want the same thing. The Eibishter, when the Yidden show the world that the Eibishter is different from the Getchkes, even before the Yidden do anything, the Getchkes and the Eibishter are not like one shtickle dough. The Eibishter is mufresh already. The Goyim know already the Eibishter is mufresh, but they don't realize the Havdolah, the Ein Aroich, how the Eibishter is mufresh. So we make Havdolah, not Afrosha. So when we pick the Eibishter, it's based on Havdolah, not Afrosha. The Eibishter picks up, it's Afrosha, not Havdolah. Okay, so a few things in Pshut Hashamik and Yena Shal Torah. First thing is, the Alter Rebbe brings that according to the Kabbalim, and why do we say every day Shaloi Asani Goy? Because when his neshama goes up by night and comes back, sometimes accidentally the neshama vagoy kricht arayin. So there's so much traffic.
I was saying, but the Rose is in it, so I didn't know. The Goy has a neshama now. Okay.
Not a Yiddish neshama. He has a neshama. And then there's so much traffic going on when everyone wakes up in the morning. So there's a little confusion, and the wrong neshama goes in the wrong place. So in the morning when we say Shaloi Sanago, we're saying the bracha for that. So the Welt fragt,
for that meaning
that Baruch Hashem we got back our own neshama. We didn't get a good. So they asked. So one of the Chassidim asked, how do I know Taka? Maybe it's a bracha levatala. And maybe
by saying that bracha we undo.
No, so he said, if you're holding a siddur in the morning and you're saying the bracha, obviously the right neshama came into you. Obviously, you're
good to know. Good to know the point. Okay, if today I'm gonna feel like not doing that, then I know
it's a problem.
It's a problem, so you gotta watch out.
Yeah,
it's not my issue, kid. Well, that's weird. I mean,
thought a guy had nothing common, not no neshama.
That's what the Alter Rebbe says. The Alter Rebbe says that the divrei
wasn't
right. But if divrei amekubalim shebrachas elu hen al netzias nishmasa balayla shlo nidbak ba nishmas goy.
Meaning
that's what he said.
Okay, nidbak, which means is that the neshama of a yid goes down, but it goes in with the neshama of a goy.
Yeah,
that sounds a little
still.
Chaim says that's why the Chisamesim is not given to any only to Hashem, because Hashem will be up to Malachim. They will switch.
They make mistakes.
It's always chesed.
He doesn't make mistakes.
That's one of the Mefoshim saying Nivloi Malach in the Sora. Agam Alter Rebbe Taka says he doesn't like so much that Shabbat, whatever. The Koil Daily Soul said that because the Malach they make mistakes.
Perfect.
So the Rebbe says, according to Rashi, Taka Hamarta v'Mircha. The Eibishter picks the Yidden. It's Hayoim. Chol Yoim v'Yoim. The Eibishter picks a Yid from the Goy b'chol Yoim v'Yoim. Every day when the Neshama Shenasata b'Tohirei, we thank the Eibishter Because Rahman Litzlan, it could have been Nidbak Boy Nishmasa Shal Goy. So I have to jump up in the morning. Like one of my favorite stories that Rebbe Levi Tzabaditchev came to shul, and his minig was to say the brachas loud and clear in shul, like the minig in the Welt, not to say it at home, but to say it in shul. And he said all the brachas, and he didn't say Shalom Sani good. So they asked him, "What's Geshen?" He said, "I woke up in the morning, I felt so good. I'm a Yid, not a goy. I couldn't wait to come to base Knesset to say it. I said it right away in the house." So that Marta Hayoim.
Well, what's the pshat that Lubavitcher don't do the brachas in the morning?
But because the Alter Rebbe says you're supposed to say it right away when you wake up. And the Pashto pshat in the Gemara is supposed to say it right away when you wake up. And that's why the Alter Rebbe instituted to say it now. So why the Welt was noyek to say in the shul? Right. Several reasons. One of the reasons was a lot of Amaratzim didn't know how to make the brachas. They'd come to shul, and the Chazan would make the brachas, and they would hear the brachas.
The Lubavitchers need to do
They
it.
don't want Hasidus for an hour before. They come right into the
Yeah, exactly. There's a big lishitosi. They roll out of bed and go to shul, so within 15 minutes of waking up, they're ready in shul. And the Lubavitch is not within 15 minutes. So,
Hello. Wow.
How do we know when you say Shalom Sani Goy that he burnt in the Shemer? The bracha doesn't say.
That's what it said. And the Mekubalim said that that's a pshat. And you don't see from the words in the bracha. That's what the Mekubalim said. So the Rebbe says that's the Hamarta Hayoim, B'chol Yom Yom. The Eibush that picks, he's mafresh the Yidden from the Goy every day. What do you mean? I'm a Yid. I was born a Yid. No, every day. There could be a tragedy that the Nishmas Hagoy should be Nidbak Chas V'Sholem. So we thank the Eibush that it didn't happen.
The third thing is that we have a first meal asking the Shemer and that's the guy coming to his own. You say when the guy is Megayer, so that's when he gets in the Shemer. So how can he go in for it?
I hear. That's like probably what Shnei said. Nidbak, whatever, wouldn't he? He'd still be a Yid.
Let me talk to George Soros. Let me find out what kind of Yid he is.
Exactly.
One of the rebels was sick with COVID, the height of COVID, and was sick, and he was saying with this from Tanya, with this the bracha.
Oh, the bracha, that shit. It's the goof.
When I see the rub on the screen, like red as fever, you know.
In the beginning.
When he was getting older. So unfortunately, you have to wake up a few times at night to go to the bathroom. So you get up, you wash his hands, go to the bathroom. Ashur took a book and start on. His wife says to him, "Go back to sleep." He said, "Listen, you know what took the neshama to come down here? I was going to sleep. Let me learn a little bit."
I know. It's a beautiful word. I love that word. Okay, I just want to wrap it.
Neshama for sure. He came back his neshama.
Yeah, for sure. Wrap it up. One more. The Sichos, but just the Nekuda word that Marsho says that it says that Eden where Tefillin Leibisha does. Leibisha says in this film how special Eden are, and Eden say, and the Gemara brings over there Hashem Amircha, Hashem Amarto. That's why the Eibish's film talking about the Ma'al Eden, and then Marsho connects it with the Pshat of Tiferes, because Pe'er is Tefillin, Pe'er Chachov Shalacha, and he connects it with this Pshat in Rashi that Yisamru is Tiferes, and the Eibush that gives Yidden Tiferes, and Yidden give the Eibush Tiferes, the Yidden put on film, the Eibush puts on film, the Eibush that praises Yidden, Yidden praise the Eibush. Huh? No, Tiferes, Spidus, where we're being before the Eibush, before Liyotzram. So, and he connects it, right, it's called the Tiferes of exactly. That's the posuk that the Mashal brings. So he connects with the posuk of Anigla Doid. So the Rebbe says that goes very well, because in the psukim it says first as Hashem Amarta Yoim, and then Vashem Emir Chayim. First as Hashem Amarta, you pick the Eibishter, which is Anigla Doidi, and then V'Doidi Li. That's the Shkocha Protis we read Parshas Kisova in the beginning of Elul. In Chodesh Nisan the avodah is Doidi Li Vani Eloi. And Chodesh Elul the avodah is that starts Arus Latata Anila Doidi and then V'Doidi Li. Okay, let's leave it at this. Maybe shall help. This is a big Shabbos in Shabbos. Chayil. We have to have it's a big. We have to have a big kiddush in Shabbos.
But what Keith said, and Keith stopped. What the shot that Keith says that you have, you'll be succeeding. Savo, you have if it's already in strategy of war. The guy says if you gate say you're gonna go out and make sure that the enemy doesn't get close to you. You're always gonna win. Kisavoy, which means it's already inside of you. So now you have a whole problem. So with the whole Hamas conflict, if we were making sure that they stay away from, there will never be any problems, and we will win.
Actually,
And Kisavoy is already here.
there's a way to deal with Kisave too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he says in Kisavoy, which means it's already here, but there's a way out.
There's a way. Yes.
Well done. Thank you so much, Rabbi. That was beautiful. Beautiful stuff. So see you tomorrow night, Rabbi.